Okay, there we go. Probably fine. Okay, are we adding Maddie Teller?
Yeah, I decided her. I would assume she's yeah, she
Oh,
is.
I knew I was deafened. Sorry, I was trying to type something and I can't listen.
Typing is hard.
I'm here.
Typing.
Can't
Alright, so does anyone want to prove that they took notes and tell us what happened last time? Or no?
Oh.
Alright.
Oh.
Alright.
Cam?
Hold on, I'm getting them out.
Oh, okay, you're
sure. Out of my dice tray to start,
Yep.
instead of just leaving them there until I need to roll and then having to scoop them all out. Okay. So, we are in the town of Wet Hall because of the fact that we need speakers. We're going around to get them all. Everyone remembers why. And when we got into the town of Wet Hall, we noticed commotion between Clash, Murmur, and Quopip. He had a last name, Tosselfall.
Good job.
About who would be the next speaker. What we learned after the fact is that this previous speaker was murdered. And everyone seemed to be pretty okay with that. No one seemed to be really upset about it. So we decided that we would try to figure out who it is, so that we can definitively tell whoever was that who can be the speaker, and put this to rest so we don't have to bother with it again. We found a couple of things out. The fact that he was killed in a single blow. No magic was involved, as well as a couple of other things. Like a shipment of Olmeron that just recently arrived. And most work has been halted, at least for the time being. Why do I have just the word? Sino was the Dragonborn, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, why do I have just the word Sino? And it's like, oh right.
It's because you kept saying he's so cool, even though he was a dragon. He was a dragonborn that I gave it. He was a
object to you.
He was a dragonborn that I gave a cowboy hat, and Cam's like, so cool. What cool design?
So
what amazing character design.
So cool. You also gave him fucking bronze with the turquoise accents, and that's a cool color combination.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
It's like tarnished copper. It's awesome.
Get over it.
I will never will.
With Bonnet Foddy.
You forgot his name.
We did a little turning over of the room, the office, as well as a little bit of stealth and sneakiness to get into Quopip's room, while Pal and Sam did some diplomacy over dinner to keep him occupied. Mainly just Sam talking for literally 2 hours straight. We found a couple of things.
Just something that Ty never does, by the way.
Never done it.
We found a couple of things of which only currently Gris and Noda are aware of, which is a faded letter with a little bit of markings that we were able to make out. The prisoner uniform in there, as well as a sending stone, which we don't know the other half goes to. They had just gotten out of the room and are in our own room now. Quopip went back upstairs after some dodgy lockpicking to get the door relocked. He seems to have come downstairs and looks suspicious.
Sus.
He came downstairs and looked mildly alarmed for something.
And that's where we left off.
Yeah, and that's where we pick up. You all that are here, Penny, Sam, and Pal, you see a frazzled Quopip just sort of like fast running down the stairs, and just sort of like frantically looking around. Click clack goes the dishes.
Sorry, yeah.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine. That is the sound of Gris going through whatever they found in Quopip's room.
That's her going through the papers.
Yeah.
Man, there's some
Yo,
stiff papers.
these are some stiff, heavy papers.
Fucking
Fuck.
They're all just
tablet
actually,
records.
yeah, they're slabs of marble.
They're all on ceramic records. Yeah. It's fine. But I lost my train of thought. Quope, you see him do like a frazzled glance around. And I need to make a little fate roll that I will do privately. Okay. You're gonna see his eyes, like, just sort of, like, glance right over and past all of you. And just sort of look around fiercely as if trying to spot someone. Before just, like, running a hand through his hair and, like, running back upstairs.
Penny is going to point up at the room and cast message and say, did you guys do something? He came back downstairs and looked panicked.
Yeah, we went in his room.
But yeah, you made it look like you... Penny's gonna look up and cast message again.
I like look at Griff and like, did you hear
Yeah,
that? Like,
you
did we
can
do something? Yeah, we
you
did
cannot
something.
you can only send one message back
Is
and
this
forth.
message going to Noda or both of us?
To
Noda.
Noda, specifically.
Okay.
So Gris,
And he
Noda just starts
asked if
randomly
we did
talking.
something.
You say
Yeah, so
something?
I'm gonna point up and cast message again and say, well, like, you made it look like we weren't there, right?
Well, yeah, we're not amateurs.
I want to
True.
remind
How
you
often
that
have you
it
done- I'm not there.
in my notes I have they left a
definitely
size
amateurs.
yeah, there's a sizable dent in the wall. Clearly drawers there's no effort or input to put the drawers or
there's no
desk in any manner to back to what they originally wore. The mattress was torn.
Oh yeah, I
the
guess I forgot to put all that back.
I assumed that we were just gently like pulling it out, but we never specified.
Yeah.
no,
well,
you
I'm
did not I made note of like, hey, here, what did they do and not like try to cover up? And there is a
I
list,
think,
just
well,
so you.
I think it's not even that we overturn it. It's just we threw it back down. We're like, yeah, that looks good enough, right?
Yeah.
It's like minimal efforts. Like we threw it all in the general area, but we didn't.
The
care for
mattress is
details or
slightly
anything.
off its frame, indicating that it was
Yeah,
clearly
but the
moved.
sheets were not remade. or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, I'm looking over at Gris and like Penny asked if like we if we made it obvious. She was like, no, we're pros, right? Like I think we covered our tracks pretty good.
I mean, yeah. I don't think I would be able to tell that anyone went in there.
I'm
You know,
gonna
from my
point-
bedroom.
Up at the floor and cast message on Gris, and I'm like, Gris, be honest, did you make it look like no one was there?
I mean, I think so. We
Gris,
definitely didn't make it look.
you-
like
Penny's
someone
talking to
wasn't
you
there.
now. Penny doesn't even trust me anymore. Typical.
Gris, I will make you aware that there is still the chain lock that you guys clearly abandoned after a few attempts.
Yeah, that's
Who's gonna
true.
know?
Short-term memory.
Who's gonna check?
There was a I mean, we couldn't quite get the final lock in, but we were just thinking he would have thought that he would think that he forgot to lock it. You know. You know what I'm just saying?
What?
I'm like holding my ear up next to Gris's head, trying to listen.
Like through my ear.
Yeah, I'm just like, what did she say?
Did you just hear the
You're
sound
trying
of,
to-
like Pac-Man?
It's like you're trying to share like a single earbud, like very close together.
Yeah, Penny's just gonna look over at Pal and Sam. Like, are you guys looking at me?
Probably
What?
not, actually. I wouldn't want to draw attention to it if we're not.
Yeah.
Okay. Penny's going to...
Like a side eye, like a dog side, like you know, like dogs have like do that side eye thing and just go back to
Bombastic side eye.
the criminally offensive side eye.
Penny's gonna look over at Pal and cast a message and say,
Because that's the message.
Pal, you hear in your head. Mmm.
no,
Don't do that.
oh, sorry. I'm gonna go back up to the room and check in with Noda and Gris, they seem to be out of the room now. Maybe you guys can stay down here or come up. I don't really know. He seems to have caught on to something, but I don't think he caught on to us. You can reply to this message.
Okay. Should we... If he's suspicious of something right now, then should we go up there, or is that suspicious?
Penny gets up, starts walking to the stairs, looks over at you, and just shrugs. And goes upstairs. And I'm going to our room where hopefully Noda and Gris are.
Okay.
We're just
Yeah.
hanging out.
Definitely, I don't want to end up there. That'd be super.
Yeah, you go to your room. No difficulties. Not unless you're trying to go into your room stealthily. I guess there's no rolls or anything that's needed.
No, Penny has no reason to feel guilty. She didn't do anything.
Yeah. You join, Noda, you have your ear pressed up against Gris's ear, when suddenly the door to your room opens and Penny walks through.
I'm gonna have
Oh, hey.
Bert crawl onto my shoulder and then swan dive into the bag of holding as I dispel him.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna look over at Gris and Noda. Okay, so how'd it go then?
Yeah.
It went
Well,
pretty
we
good.
found some stuff.
Yeah, look, check out our haul. And, like, we sort of empty out our bags, like, with the sending stone and, like, the note.
Did we also took the prison uniform, right? Or did we leave
I
it
thought
there?
we put it back.
We put it back. Okay. Okay.
I feel like that would be, like, way too obvious.
Yeah.
to
Put that on,
that.
wear it downstairs. Howdy,
Hey guys,
fellas.
That's what I found.
Does this make my... Pope, does this make my butt look fat? Like...
Do these stripes clash with my stripes?
Yeah, Penny's just gonna look over them for a bit and just think to herself. You're like, well, none of this, like, directly implicates him. But...
I mean, we also found, like, a prison uniform and stuff
And
like
then
that.
I didn't happen to catch down in my notes what we managed to glean from the letter. Did anyone else?
I did.
You did.
Yeah,
What
it
did that
says
say?
how ... contact something. And before that it said prison something looking.
Yeah, Penny's gonna just read the letter over of what she can make out of it.
Yeah, the letter is like, there's a lot of like smudging and like dust like kind of rolled onto it because the way that Noda was able, she didn't have like a piece of graphite on her, so what she did is that she got a bunch of dust on her fur, basically,
Yeah,
by
she kinda
rolling
just,
around
like,
in the dirty floor and then
licked
like
her
roll,
arm and then
and then
rubbed it.
and then rubbed it on the piece of paper. So it's
I imagine
There's-
that the indents and stuff are still there if somebody does have a piece of graphite.
it's
It
there,
has
but it's
ink, but-
it's already kind of muddled. So you could try. You could certainly try.
I don't have anything that would do that.
I knew there.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of look up at Gris and Noda and just continue what she was saying, which was, yeah, I don't think anything here is like real, gotcha material. So, I mean, we could.
Oh my god. He missed the first step.
Oh,
Pilot running around. He
No,
fucked
cat.
up going up the stairs. Now he's
I like
yelling.
slipped. It was so embarrassing.
yeah. He's embarrassed.
Maybe we should wait until Hal and Sam get back, and then we can talk about what to do.
Okay. Something seem up? I guess he came down. I already forgot what you told us. If I'm being honest. Did you tell us that he came downstairs, or did you just ask us how we were?
I said, did you guys do something wrong? Because he came downstairs looking panicked.
Oh.
Oh.
Like, I asked to preface that or give context. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
When
Well,
are
I'm
Paul and Sam
hungry.
coming here?
Oh.
Or where?
Are they still down there?
They are. I can send a message to get them up here if we want. I was kind of
probably
just
be good.
spreading us out to make us seem less suspicious, but I guess that really doesn't. If we're discovered, we're discovered. So I'm kind of gonna point through the floor, kind of approximate where the table was. Missed the first time, and then cast it again, getting it the second time, going for Powell, saying, "You can come up to the room whenever you want. They found some things, but we need to discuss our next step."
Okay. All right, we'll head up in a moment, and then I guess assume Sam and I are either just.
You guys are just like sitting idly at a table after Sam bored Quopip into leaving, and then shortly after he left, he came running down and then went back up. So
tidy up whatever we have. Be like, I don't know. I don't even know what would be on the table, but yeah, I think
you guys don't really eat, so not really.
Right,
not
right.
much.
It's not like we got food or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys can just like wipe off your table, I guess, and then head up.
All
right. Sam and Pal head back upstairs into the room. Walk by the tavern cat. And the party is once more reunited.
Okay. Well, now that everyone's here, Gris, did you want to point out what you guys found?
Yeah, we got this sending stone and also a letter. And that's it, right? If I'm being honest, my notebook sucked lately.
I think that's
my notebook. Yeah.
And we found a prisoner uniform under.
Oh, you did?
His mattress, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't take that though. We put it back, but.
Was there anything else?
We didn't want to be obvious that we were there, you know.
Was there anything else like suspicious about the room?
I guess there was that rune thing on the door that silences the whole area around it.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, that would explain why we couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, which is like what you got to hide, man. But you know. But there weren't that many. I mean, I tried to, like in the moving pictures.
So desperately trying not to say movie.
Yeah, like how they have like stuff in like loose floorboards or holes in the wall. I did find a little cubby, but there's nothing in it. But don't worry, I put it back.
Author's note. She made a hole in the wall.
I found a hole in the wall.
It was always there.
Okay, yeah. Maybe it was cleared out by the time you got to it. I guess the question is, what's our next move? All the stuff that we've gotten so far about Quopip does really nothing to implicate him as the murderer, but he seems the most suspicious by far. We could try and approach him with
ask him, hey, did you murder him?
Well, I mean, that is an option. I don't think it would work, but it is an option.
What were you thinking by approaching him? Like, asking him, accusing him?
Asking him about what we found in his room.
Okay.
So we're gonna tell him that we went in his room.
Should we start it out with
it that way? It sounds like a worse idea.
Like, just
you said he came down panicked, and what are we gonna be like? Hey, don't worry, it was just us poking around in your room.
Yeah, the more you explain it like that, the less I want to do it.
I mean, to be fair, we're children. What do we know? We're children leading an investigation. What do we know?
So true, King.
This is a great idea.
So true.
Separate locks. What do we know?
So, just want to... If he still seems panicked, we can ask him why he's... Like, what's wrong?
That's true. You did see him come down. You could go back up and be like, hey, what's up?
Well, no. Well, maybe it'd be safer to do only if he comes
because you were...
down.
That's true. It's just sort of like, you saw him come down panicked. Did he say anything when he came down?
No, he just kind of scanned the room.
Maybe, as a concerned friend, you could be like, hey, what was that about?
I was thinking about maybe just going to approach him to ask him about what we found today, like over at the office. I feel like this Olmeron shipment is important. And I feel like we're missing some sort of connecting thread. So,
And then
think for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. Never mind. I had something, it's gone.
Okay, Chris. That's how my head works most of the time. I just usually say it anyways. And I just sort of start talking and then hope I find it along the way.
And sometimes you do.
Sometimes I do. Most of the time I don't, but that's how I became friends with all these adults.
Well, yeah, I think unless we find some more information, we're kind of stuck.
Guess we should just give up.
True. Sits down. Penny's just gonna kind of look at all the notes that she has and be like, well, we can maybe try and find the Olmeron import if it's still around.
Okay, but did you guys eat dinner down there? Because I still haven't eaten and I'm hungry.
Oh, I ate a little bit.
Did you guys eat? And I look at Pal and Sam. I guess you guys don't eat. Was that insensitive? Can I ask that?
You can't just say that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
I think we could sneak around, try to find the Olmeron shipment.
That'd be...
I'd like that better than just confronting him directly.
Yeah, it's like...
If we confront him, we might have to
He's shady, but he's not...
Said that.
Yeah.
Where do you think we should start looking for that?
Has it been explained to us where... Like, we'll probably be down by the port, right, Leo? That's where a lot of, like, material goes in and out, or sometimes stays for, like, holding.
Yeah, there's no one really explained to you, but there was definitely, like, implied, based off the paperwork you found, at Urgulor's office, that, like, yeah, there's a couple of storage rooms where just, like, certain things are held for a bit.
And maybe while we're looking for stuff, we can have some people go around and questioning more people around the town.
Just about the shipment information in general, I think.
Well, I think we want to follow our main suspect, which is Quopip. So far, everyone we've talked to, no one knows Quopip at all. I mean...
Well, I think they were just pen pals, apparently, I guess.
Yeah, but then we couldn't find any correspondence in his office.
Must have not been that good of pen pals.
Well, I think
Although
it was...
he said that they were really close friends, so...
Yeah.
Whack.
So maybe while some people go down to, I don't know. May looks like really stressed.
What do you guys think? I'm gonna look at Pal and Sam. What was his vibe when you were talking to him?
Does Blake know he's muted?
I assume Blake got called away for a sec.
Okay.
Sorry, I muted because Emil was still yelling and I forgot to unmute.
Scream!
Yeah,
Pad
Penny's gonna
attention.
also look up at you guys. Like, well, yeah, you guys talked the most with them tonight. Did he seem,
Well, we did find in his room is enough to call for further investigation. Just don't.
So
Speaking
direct
to him previously, I
confrontation.
don't feel like he's. I don't feel like Quopip's a bad person, but I don't. We need to prove that now.
or we could just kill him.
Yeah, we could do that.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
was just...
That's right. You guys are in the
That's
villain
an
arc.
idea, for sure.
We'll have to call an emergency meeting for this suspicious fella. I do agree.
Press the button.
Emergency meeting?
Uh,
What's the difference between an emergency meeting and this?
You press a
What
red
makes the
button, and then
meeting-
everyone meets and then accuses someone of
Is
being
that what
sus.
that thing sticking out of your back is?
no, that's my
Can't just
ass.
beat that.
Please do not retcon aspects of his design.
What's that tumor sticking out of your head? Oh, is that your face? I'm so sorry.
What's this really squishy part in the back of your head?
Oh, it's pulsing.
Presses down on it with thumb.
Causes like a leg to twitch. Like you press down on it, it causes like a hand to grab or something.
Be me. Holds baby cousin for the first time. Finds squishy part in the back of head. What's this .jpeg? Presses down with thumb. Baby starts twitching.
Yeah?
Oh shit, .jpeg. Too much fortune. Okay. This is not based on current events. Legally,
Legally. In-game.
right now.
Yeah, Penny's gonna be like, well, yeah, maybe we can look for the Olmeron shipment. And maybe talk to Flash? We can bring some of the information that isn't, related to the murder to his attention. Like the
we
stuff
want to be
found in
careful what
Cole's.
we share between the two that isn't mutually known until we know what side of this we have to fall on.
Okay, maybe one of you guys should speak then,
Uh,
because I
well-
know for a fact that I'm gonna forget what I can say.
You did already tell Quopip about the device you found and why why you guys want to have a meeting.
Yes,
you want-
but I was talking about more about like physically telling Plash about
Telling Flash things is scary because now we have reason to be suspicious of both sides, kind of.
Do we?
Well, just in the
Why
fact
do we suspect Clash?
that his connections are questionable, and we haven't really confirmed that they aren't actually his connections, because he said, "Oh no, I don't really know those people," but Quopip seems to think he has some, I don't know, unsavory company.
Flash.
So
People also know Clash in town.
as a rundown of information that you've uncovered since it's been a while, Sam was able to talk Plash down to a compromise where he will be acting as speaker for anywhere from several months to a year, in which he will have Quopip shadow him, since Plash is basically the second in command in the brewery business here, and he wants to show how things are run, basically, because he did a lot of running of the company anyways, just not the paperwork. And this was confirmed to you by other workers when you visited one of the breweries. Plash's is basically the guy who would be next in charge should anything happen to Urgalor, basically. And next in charge of the company, that is to say. Next in charge of the town, that's what this argument is all about. Quopip, when you brought Plash's offer to him, said that that due to his correspondence with Urgalor, he believes that he said that Plash was causing issues for Urgalor and the type of people he runs with, and that's why he does not trust Plash and would not take that deal specifically.
There's no way he carries those letters with him to prove that he actually has correspondence with them, right?
You didn't find you didn't find it in his room.
Do you have proof? Did we ever just ask him to prove
You
that?
You didn't ask
It
him,
could
no.
be a line. I mean, we just gotta, because right now he's saying that Plash's company makes Plash potentially not.
And according to
over
Plash,
him.
Plash's main concern is that Quopip is an outside party that is just going to exploit the workers in the town.
Yeah.
So
and now
this is
we
he
can't
said
prove-
versus he said.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I just feel like Clash has more credibility in this town, and it would make more sense.
Noda has no
Quest
reason to be
definitely has more credibility in this
biased.
town. The concern is that there was a murder in this town, and he wasn't here, but people who work under him were.
Well, maybe we can go back
Only
and
if
ask.
someone had Zone of Truth. Anyways.
If only.
I mean, you are approaching. Like it is evening now. You guys have been at this, walking around town, doing investigative stuff. Also, you distracted a man for like 2 hours as he ate. It is approaching like it's still bright out, mind you, but those of you who those that rely on sleep, you're starting to feel a little bit tired as things go. You're like approaching like 7 or 8ish in terms of like time, basically. And you can keep going until like it's like 10ish before you would actually need to turn in or face consequences, but it's getting there.
Well, we can maybe have some of us go back down to meet with Sino, and I didn't get the elf fucker's name because he was talking to
Ow.
Al. That's what it was. Yeah, he was. I didn't like listening to him talk, so I didn't write down his name.
So Cam didn't like the smart half elf, but he liked the dumb cowboy lizard.
Yes.
Okay.
Why are you
just
saying
making
that like you're surprised?
It's like what? Hello, hi, how you doing? My name's Cam. I believe we've met before. And maybe some of us can go down and try and locate that shipment. We have all the paperwork here, so
you do have the log on you that you do have like the logs that you took that apparently had dropped that Urgler had dropped during his murder, essentially.
Yeah, we have basically like what are like equivalent to like invoices or purchase orders.
Yes, you have those on you, and you weren't able to find anything else regarding it when you searched his office. So
yeah, so we can use these and maybe track down that shipment of Olmeron, and maybe there might be some clues there. Then we can ask the people around there some more questions about where it's going and who's it for.
Oh,
Does that sound like a plan?
Right.
I think so.
Let's just start, yeah.
I volunteer for being on the side that finds the shipment.
Yeah, I want to do that. I don't want to talk to people anymore. I don't want to say something that I'm not supposed to, because I'll admit it. I have a tendency to do that.
Oh, Noda, you're great though. You're
Noda.
Okay, but that's not what I said.
Penny looks away, not making eye contact with you. Like, yeah, of course.
That's not what I said. I'm gonna go help with the shipment too, I think.
Penny do be projecting her own complaints onto that statement.
I'm just saying, Penny, you're very smart. But I feel like some people in this town might be like, why is this child asking me all these questions?
That's true. Sino did give me a couple of looks when I was talking, like didn't really take me seriously.
Probably just be a lot. Yeah.
That's what happens when you play kids.
And, you have the logs, so...
Oh, true. And also, I'd be able to identify Olmeron if I saw it.
Yeah.
I would assume I could do that.
Not to put...
Right?
You would able to, it would take time. You wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't be able to, at a glance...
necklaces!
It depends. You're wearing something that is highly processed and also, put into, a, metal, case, basically. So it's... Yes, you'd be able to identify it. You've also seen daggers and javelins made out of Olmeron. So, yes, you'd be able to look at it, but it's, how good are you at telling the difference between, sharpened and processed iron versus sharpened and processed steel? You have to, look at it and, look at it and examine it in the light and maybe just, feel it and, see how, dense it is and stuff like that. It's not like you can, at a glance be like, that's Olmeron. Right there.
We also have the details of the shipment and the ledger and all of that. So I feel like a combination of stuff Penny would be able to infer if something is or isn't.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that you'll be able to, if you find a box that has metal in it, it will take time and, like, accommodations, but you'd be able to determine whether or not it's Olmeron. Finding the box is a different story entirely, but, you know.
It's like, well, maybe I could go with you guys then.
Yeah, like, no, not to put this all on you guys, Pal and Sam, but I can't help but feel like people will take you a lot more seriously if you ask questions compared to, and I gesture at us three rats, than
So,
us. So,
let me just make, Pal, let me check something real quick. Your passive insight is high enough to know that, people definitely view the kids through they basically treat the kids with kids gloves, as you would, but they also are vaguely wary of you and Sam. In fact, the only person that seems to be at ease is the one that is the one that's like been here for a while, and that would be Gris. However, whether or not you want to go with the intimidation or, like, commanding route, you and Sam would be better at that, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If we're trying to get more information about Plash, like if we're trying to ask about the people who work under him, I think intimidation might be a little bit better, because I think if you can make them more scared of you than they are of Plash, or, I guess, make them more scared of you than they respect Plash. Well, you know, not take over, but, you know, just give them the old rough up. Give them a bad cop, good cop.
Sam's the bad cop, right?
Which is hold on. Just to clarify, bad. Do you mean bad as in I'm going to be like doing like bad things to him, or bad as in I'm just doing really bad at my job?
that's up for you to decide, Sam.
You are the master of your own
destiny.
So true.
Middling to average cop.
Mid cop.
You have mid cop. Mid cop. So true.
Mid cop.
One fish, two fish, blue fish, red fish.
Murder, nightmare.
Well, my brain's kind of hurting, so maybe not do this today. Maybe get some rest and do it in the morning.
Yeah,
this is dragging on a lot longer than I hoped for. I hope it would just kind of be a stop in, say what's up, and keep moving.
So, you still have that option. You can still say like, "Hey, this guy, quit fighting. This guy's it," or you could just kill one of them, as you have mentioned so many times.
I'm just saying.
I'm killing Coldtip if it comes to it. Anyway.
Solve the issue at hand.
That's our plan B if this doesn't work out.
If you want to enter your villain arc, that's one way to do it.
That's what level 5 is for.
We start being villains. Does that sound good to everybody?
What level did you guys kidnap Pedo again? Was that level 5 or was that level 6?
I think
that's a good question.
6.
I thought it was level 4.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we were 6 because we leveled up when we got out of the caves.
Right.
And then we went to...
We
didn't level up twice because we went to the town.
No, I know, but like
where...
we kidnapped her like 5 and 6 levels.
I think that's like...
I don't know. If we met her during level 5.
That seems like a harsh word, kidnap. I think just...
No.
Because I'm just thinking of things that happened between when we kidnapped Pedo.
Abduction, or like, I don't know, separation.
Regardless, that's last campaign.
Yeah, anyways, Donna's hungry, so she's gonna go downstairs to get some food.
She was enlisted in forced cooperation. That's what it was.
Yeah, like she had
I mean, to us while we're down there.
Their compliance wasn't really a factor, so I mean, I think we just gave her. I think, to be honest, it was like it's for the best, and I think personally, not giving her the option just saves us all the headache.
As you head back down, those who had not eaten yet head back down. Yeah, the diner hall is like kind of winding down. There's a lot less people. Some of them are getting up and going up to their rooms. Some of them are getting up and going out back to their homes. You enjoy a nice meal that comes complimentary with your room.
This is scrumptious.
Ooh, what is the meal?
The meal it's rather basic. It's just a series of like dried meats with some slightly stale bread and assorted fruits.
Notice
Hey, but that
scarfing it
stuff
down
hit.
like it's the most delicious meal she's ever had. And it's like somehow, even though it's all dry food, she's making it sound like she's like slurping it down. It's sounding a lot wetter than it actually is.
It's me on a Friday night, baby.
I like just eating it very enthusiastically.
I'm used to eating this, so I guess I don't do it that enthusiastically, but it's something I've grown to love over the time.
It's like just like an acquired taste. You shrug and just kind of eat it.
But I'm definitely not doing a slurping.
Slorp, 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 slorp.
Slorp, 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 slorp.
Penny would probably be up in her room, probably just working through the big spell book, spending more time repairing it or decoding it, writing down whatever she can find. Not really mechanically a thing, just what she's doing. And then till bedtime, which she's just gonna...
the tavern cat be going crazy, though.
Tavern cat be going crazy. Come here, buddy.
Well...
You're yelling like a baby, you're gonna get held like a baby.
Anything else anybody wants to do before starting a new day?
No.
Can I do like a quick workout and like
I
5 minutes?
gotta ask, how are you doing this?
I was just gonna start out by stretching because I don't think I've stretched in a while. And I'm just gonna do basic push-ups, basic squats. Maybe squats with something heavy in my inventory.
If I see you trying to get swole, I'm gonna climb onto your back for you to do squats with.
I have 10 pounds of hempen rope in my inventory. I put it around my neck.
Okay, I won't climb onto your back on top of that then.
Okay. Sure. Let me check your strength score. Make an athletics check for me.
Can I like spot her and like hype her up? And maybe could that be the help action?
Make a performance check to see if you can help her through that.
You got this. Straight back, straight back.
I'm probably like wheezing trying to get it on my shoulders because I'm too powerful.
You got this, you got this. Up, 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 up. I got oh no, I forgot I have a -2 to performance. 16.
Right.
Hey, that's
not bad.
I rolled an 18, so
yeah. Go ahead and make your athletics check with advantage then, Gris.
you got this, you got this.
Alrighty. Wait, with a what? Sorry.
With advantage.
With advantage, cool, okay. 18.
18. You managed to work up quite a sweat, which is unfortunate because there's no bathing facilities here and it's extremely hot in the desert.
I'm already a skunk.
Yeah.
I'm super slick now.
Yeah. I shake.
Now your fur feels like mine. Nice.
Let's say that you made some progress here. How much? Let's see. Yeah. All right. Anything else anyone would like to do for the day? In that case, ooh, can I do? Let's see. Can I play characters prompt rest for?
Can I do this? Rocks fall.
One person dies.
I'm gonna see if this does something.
We're gonna need a Burt death counter soon.
Oh,
Take a long rest once you go. Yeah, I'll take a long rest. Don't mind if I do.
recovers -5 hit points.
Yeah,
Well, it's because we lose aid.
because you lose aid.
Yeah, I'll give you all aids. By all of you, I mean just Pal and the mouse thing.
Wow.
I have a name. I have a name, Sam. I can write it down if you want.
All right, let's see. Will Foundry mess this up when I click to add A to these creatures? Let's find out.
I didn't gain anything.
Perfect. That's better than nothing, I guess. Hold on a second.
Progress. We have a different problem.
Nothing.
it's better than bad things, I guess.
That's true.
The thing is, we fixed the previous problem and now have a new problem, so that's progress, baby.
It gave
That's
me
progress.
a 5 on my health bar. So I think it's fine.
It only
Here.
works for PAL.
Yeah, I have to manually set it. That's fine. What do you guys do when you wake up? I should ask.
Penny is going to, at least for today, because actually no, she doesn't need to. She's gonna pull out her big hat and she's gonna put it on.
Okay.
Yeah!
So I was like, "Oh, we're doing sneaking." I'm like, "No, we're not sneaking. People know I have this ledger. I asked if I could take it."
Yeah, big hat Penny! Woo!
And then, do I need anything out of the bag?
I'm drawing a lot of attention to your hat.
Do I need?
Wait until you guys find out why he's called Big Hat Logan. Wait until you find out.
Crap bag of holding. Try anything I need out of this. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, Penny's just gonna make sure all her gear is in order. I'm gonna switch out some of my spells. If someone wants to tell what they're doing while I do that.
In the morning, I might try to just freshen up a bit because my sweat might be bothering me a little bit.
Yeah, well, there's no like bathing facilities. There's a way that there are like spare wash basins and like jugs of water where you can use overrack to basically give yourself a sponge bath should you need to.
Yeah, I figured.
Sam raises one of his arms and makes a sniff .osx sound, and then a fucking he retches.
Yeah, so interesting thing about Sam is that he makes a sniffing sound, but you can clearly tell from the location of the sound that's actually coming from his mouth. And Sam, you can't smell anything.
He retches anyway.
Very active imagination.
He is a bard.
If he doesn't retch, he would go insane. He needs to body needs to do regular functions.
A minor illusion of a nose on his
Just
face.
like fucking SpongeBob when Patrick grows a nose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You guys are free to go about your day. Do whatever you please.
What time did we plan on starting the plan?
I was thinking we could
time?
just go over, like, we spend most of the day doing that. We can just meet up later today in the afternoon. Back here.
Alright, see you guys later!
Alright.
And then I hook an arm through Gris and Penny's arms, and then we just start marching that way.
Penny will full stumble and then just get dragged the whole way.
All right.
I will try to go along with March as long as I caught it in time.
All right. Where are you guys marching to?
The port.
Port, right? Yeah.
Okay. Sam and Pal, what is your objective for today? Since that was not decided and they have already left.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. Sam starts doing like side steps in front of you, Pal, as you try to ponder what to do with your day.
Serious sideways jumps. Hold on.
He be jumping.
Yeah.
Because we know, at least while work is halted, the only one who seems to be hanging out around at least the brewery where he was murdered, was Sino and Al.
Yeah.
There could be more that worked under, or that currently work under or worked under, Plash, but we don't know who those people are.
All right.
You can visit. You can visit. You can go visit other breweries if you want. You're free to do so.
Okay.
I'll have to hit the NPC generator button. However many times you would need to visit them.
Name this motherfucker.
You want to try and find the supposedly suspicious people that work under Plash, because that's the only real reason we can't just back him in good conscience.
Okay. I'll be just trying to look for, like, suspicious-looking people. We can handle this very easily.
Pal's just sitting outside profiling people.
No, yeah, that's... I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
It's kind of what he was made for.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an insight check for me.
Alright. Is that guidance or just normal?
I'm gonna say yes, because we're playing this insight check to, like, across several visits, basically.
23.
23. So you do like, you create like a mental profile of these people that you meet, and it's a colorful workforce with people from various backgrounds. You find elves, dwarves, dragonborn, lizard folk, even some fey people like some rabbit folk, and owlin. And as, like, you're going through these people, all of them are very lax about the whole thing, and the only thing that's, like, quote-unquote, like, there's somebody that's causing issues, you're like, it's either the entire workforce, or they're just, like, they're just really, or just the general culture here is very laid back, because no one seems immediately, like, stressed out about the fact that Urgalor was killed, essentially.
Right.
They're just kind of like nonplussed about it, because, like, they neither care deeply for the man, but they don't seem to hold any, with that insight check, they don't seem to hold any sort of hatred for him. And the sort of, like, apathy is also directed towards both, like, Plash and the concept of both Plash and Quopip. They're just like, they don't really care. They just want somebody in charge to give them orders and and they'll do it, basically. The general vibe here is that, like, you also, like, even though it's early in the day, a lot of them seemed, like, already, like, drinking, basically, already drunk in some way. And they're just sort of just, like, out of it, and just sort of, like, they've gone off the deep end. They just don't care at this point.
The only people that care who becomes the speaker.
Essentially.
The two candidates themselves.
Pretty much, yes.
I'm starting to feel like this position is not particularly coveted.
With the places that you've been so far, the position only seems to be coveted in the larger major cities, or cities that or towns that try to act like they are important, basically.
Otherwise, that's a job.
Yeah. Otherwise, it is a job, yes, because Wet Hall, as like Gris explained on the journey here, and also that you've noted, is there's nothing really going for Wet Hall except for the brewing business. There's nothing else here.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm assuming. I guess have we asked in the past? Do speakers get paid, or are they a volunteer position?
You haven't delved deep into what a speaker is or what they do.
Because it very much seems like a situation where it's like, oh, you want me to do all that for no more pay? Yeah, sure, buddy.
The speakers that you've talked to have had varying degrees of, like, feelings about the position. Dylan seemed, your interaction with Dylan Whisper, he seemed to be very just sort of like, he seemed to be almost enjoying himself and getting fulfillment out of the position. Oskin, he was like a old man, but he seemed to be doing it out of a sense of responsibility. When they went to go visit the one, let me pull up the map. When they went to when he tried to speak to the speaker in Cardos, they couldn't even talk to him because he was deemed too busy doing work, basically. So there are varying degrees of what speaker means and what the position means for each town, because as you might have noticed, there's no, like, standardized, like, military force or, like, any sort of, like, standardized government in this area. Every town or city has a speaker, and that's about it. What that speaker does is most likely unique for every town. And here, it's kind of just like shrug, like whatever. Yeah. Speaker means different things in different places, basically. Long story short.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
Oh.
Shit. Guess we just go back to.
Do we just?
Did we talk to everyone in the brewery where he?
Yes,
I know there weren't many
two
people.
people talked.
There's
to
two
Al.
people in that brewery. I'm basically giving you like a summary of like what you were able to glean with your insight check as you went from there's like 2 or 3 other breweries that you can go to. And there's like a couple of people in each of them that you can talk to and ask like the same set of questions like, hey, what are your feelings on this? How's Plash? What do you think of Quopip? How was your feelings with like Urgalor and stuff? You can ask that. I've just basically given you like a summary so you don't have to roleplay asking the same set of questions every time.
Yeah.
The one I will point out is that we had talked to Al, but talking involved Gris and Noda walking up to them, asking him what they should talk about, and then leaving.
Correct. Again, they aren't amateurs at this. They're professionals.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I guess we should go close out Al's questioning, and then maybe I don't know what we do from there. But that's at least somebody who we should get more information from.
Sure. You go back to the oldest looking brewery in town, and you go. Just walk through the door. There is same situation as before. There's Sino dozing in a chair, leaned back, with a hat tilted down, and then there is Al on the work floor, just pacing back and forth, just deep in contemplative thought. You're free to walk up to him and ask him any line of questioning you want.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna. I guess before we walk up to him, quick little mini meeting with Sam. I need him to do the talking. But okay. So we want to figure out essentially his feelings towards the previous speaker, and if he thinks anybody besides goblins would have had a reason to have him killed, and then his thoughts on Plash versus Quopip and all that.
Okay. So is this how exact? Is it literally just like Plash is like next in line, or is it like there going to be an election system, or?
That is basically nobody was expecting anyone to object to Plash being the next guy to be the next speaker, but Quopip is stating he's more educated, he is smarter, and he was a close friend of Urgalor, and therefore he cares. That is basically the basis of their argument. Plash is saying, I've been doing this, I'm best suited for this. Quopip is saying, I'm like an educated man, I can handle the books, I'm close friends with Urgalor, so I can maintain his values and standards. I am best suited for speaker. It's he said versus he said, basically.
Yeah. This is alright.
Well, let's find this out, see if we can get a clear line. Otherwise, it seems like the party is in general starting to move towards fuck it, make Plash the speaker.
This guy, I'm feeling we just like.
Unless we find something like we're making sure that's not a horrible idea first, but
I mean,
I think we just
everything we found so far,
and just
everything we found so far seems to point to the fact that really the only downside of Plash is that we heard that he was shady, but what we heard is that he was just at odds with the way that Urgalor would run the company.
Yes, and the only person who told you he was shady was Quopip.
Yeah,
so far.
yeah, it's very much just them both saying,
we
you can't let the other person be it because this.
We have concrete evidence that maybe not. Well, Quopip isn't maybe the murderer. He's definitely not super trustworthy.
Cut out for like a hot second.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And we have tons of anecdotal evidence that literally nothing bad would happen if we made, at least to us, if we made
Plash and
the speaker.
Yeah.
Works. Yeah.
All right. Neil keeps trying to kick. Go with that.
Let's go.
Okay.
Cat troubles. All right. So what do you guys do?
We know where this
cast
goes.
guidance on Sam.
Yeah, you're currently like on like a landing, like a couple staircases above him as he's just pacing around the work floor. You're free to approach him.
Yes, I approach him. Yeah.
All right. You approach him. You're within speaking distance now. What do you say?
So there's gonna be a new speaker in town. This Plash guy seems very wise that he knows that, like, the inner workings of this town. What are your thoughts on Plash and Quopip? Those two. From what I've heard from other people, it seems like the speaker position isn't all that desirable, so it seems weird that these two are fighting so tirelessly over it. I'm Sam, by the way. I'm just
Owl's like, he's pacing back and forth like with a pondering expression, and he pauses for a moment, closes his eyes, and thinks and goes, Plash and Quopip, they are like oil and water. That one fights out of fear, and one fights out of obligation. It is so interesting to see how that will play out personally.
Fear. I'm assuming that one goes to the young blood, that educated fellow.
You'd think that, yes.
Hate him.
Yes, I suppose I would think that. He does have this air of anxiety around him, none befitting of a leader, which makes me wonder why you want the position so badly. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree, if not for the fact that he seems to be doing so purely out of obligation.
I'm going to assume you believe that Quopip is the one out of obligation. I feel like we're not on the same page on this.
That is the intent I was able to glean from the man, yes? The man that reeks of oil, that is, versus the man that embodies water.
Who is oily?
Sam is going to pinch his nose bridge. I am very... Oh, just 1 second. Your verbiage is... I've never heard someone talk like this before. It's very sophisticated. So, who do you believe to be... Who do you believe should be in charge? You seem to have a very clear stance on these two, yet I know not of your intent.
I do not express an intent because I know not of their quantity. I'm aware of their quality, mind you, but not their quantity. As mentioned before, they are water and oil, and the two simply do not mix. Whichever is greater will be the one that should be. But will it be the one that will be? That is the question.
So you are not really concerned about the content of their character so much so as the strength they have? Is that what I'm picking up on?
Not at all. I do believe that there is one with a clearly better character. However, what is right and just is not always what is right and just. It is what is strong and powerful that is right and just.
I feel like we're on the same page, but you're using like 12 more words than I am.
He gives you like a nod. He gives you like a knowing nod, like you both agree on something, and goes back to pacing on the work floor.
He's the worst. He's the absolute
worst. Well, if that is the case, and if strength is the strongest quality, perhaps something about the energy Quopip gives off, he seems like a very opportunistic fellow. And the way the old speaker died, it seems very suspicious. Goblins going in, attacking him, not even robbing him, just attacking and killing him. That seems almost like a hit. As if someone were to try to steal his position away. Someone who would be next in line to take it.
He scratches his chin for a moment and stops his pacing right next to you and goes, "Yes, but as already stated, one acts out of fear while the other acts out of obligation. People have killed out of fear and people have killed out of obligation. The fact that someone is dead is of no importance to me. It is more important as to what is killed next. What happens next, I suppose, is the most important. Not the who or why, nor the when or where."
But we can still discern what will happen next based on events that happened in the past, right? And if someone were to kill for the position of speaker, that would probably discern a less than opportune leadership.
But as you already expressed, the speaker is an undesirable position by most. So why would what fear or obligation would drive someone to kill for such a position, you might wonder.
That's why I'm picking your brain about that. That's a question I've been pondering for quite a while.
It is what I've been pondering ever since we stopped production.
Have you come to made any theories of yourself? Regarding...
I've come to a single conclusion. One word to describe this whole situation. Curious. And then he goes back to pacing.
I hate this person so fucking much.
Talking in the world's longest circle.
I can feel the escalator of information go up and back down.
By the way, fun fact, this guy's stat sheet, which I pulled up, he has intelligence modifier of 0.
Yeah, I think so.
I suspected as much. Pinches robotic
true intellectual.
Anything else you'd like to ask the man, Sam?
There's been an ongoing rumor regarding Plash. He seems somewhat suited for the role, whether it be wisdom or strength or whatever statistic is important, leadership. Something about bad company. Something that he holds really bad company. And if that's the case, would you suspect that someone who holds bad company would try to, say, steal someone's position via murder? Would you come to a conclusion similar to that?
He will scratch his chin for a moment. He's a half-elf, so he has like a slight a short beard going on, and he'll just sort of like stop pacing in front of you while scratching his chin and be like, "Well, if there's bad company to keep, then maybe we all are. Why, our previous owner died and stayed dead for quite a few days before he showed up to clean up after us. Though, as mentioned before, the main motives I've seen behind the actions of the two, behind the oil and the water, is fear and obligation. Is it bad company that makes someone kill out of fear, or is it bad company that makes an obligation to kill? That is an important question, wouldn't you say?" And then he goes back to pacing.
How long have you been pacing, out of curiosity?
What is it you do here?
And he while continuing the pace, not stopping this time, he speaks a bit louder as like in order so that you can hear him. He says, "Time is simply an illusion that we use to quantify the order of events. So I find it wholly irrelevant to my trials."
A rough estimate.
He stops for a moment, looks at you, and looks like has like his face scrunches up like as if he's thinking really hard, and then just kind of shrugs like, I don't know. And then goes back to pacing.
You intrigue me. Show me the start of your thought, assuming that you have been pacing around for an unspecified amount of time. Please elaborate on the thought process of which you have concluded of this oil and water analogy, which I still do not quite understand regarding fear and obligation. Which one is which?
He thinks for a moment and goes, "My friend, you clearly have not paced enough. It is good for your soul, good for your heart, and good for your mind. You are free to join me in silent pacing." And then continues.
Delighted to start pacing with it.
Okay. All right. We're gonna leave that there. I'm assuming Pal is short-circuiting, just sort of overhearing this conversation. And I like to imagine that Pal has blue-screened after witnessing this, so we're gonna go over to the children and see what they're doing.
Fuck you. I love this.
Penny, Noda, and Gris, you walk towards like the dock area. Now the docks near Wethall are not as like functional as the like the docks in like Cardos, Wingstone, or Margarine, or Delphine, or even Violet, because the bodies of water that Wethall is adjacent to is actually quite small, and there's no other like town or city on that is also on the border of it. So it's mostly just for skip. The dock itself is rather small, as it's supposed to like just act as a way for people who want to skip certain legs of the travel between Wethall and Hole of Ismet, which is very few. But there are a lot of like long houses along the port area that are still used for storage because they weren't being used for any sort of like imports or exports, like regardless.
Okay.
Like a lot of the cargo that is transported here is actually not transported by boat, but transported by sled or on foot, basically.
I'm gonna open up the like ledger book and just kind of look at it and be like, is there any sort of... I'd imagine it'd have some way to tell where something is going to be stored for a bit. Otherwise, it would be literally impossible to find anything.
So there's a column in the ledger for which building it is stored in and what label is attached to the container in order to determine what it is without having like open each crate every time.
I'm assuming the buildings are pretty just nondescript from the outside, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's sort of a like there are signs on the building that like basically like number them, like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But they're not like the most well-kept buildings. Like some of them have like a few holes in the roof. Like some of the doors are technically like, some of them are locked, some of them are just like heavy doors that people are just like standing in front of. Not even menacingly, but just sort of just like hanging out, loitering near.
Loitering.
Yeah, basically.
I'm gonna look at Noda and Chris and be like, should we just try and find this on our own, or should I try and ask because I have the information here, and they may know where stuff is better. And she's gonna point at the column that says where it is.
Yeah, you walk in the middle, and we'll be like like your bodyguards or something.
Yeah.
Really we'll intimidate.
Do I need bodyguards?
Well, no.
I mean,
you're a strong, independent woman, but we're just here to juice you up.
Cool. Like you look cooler. Oh,
So
yeah.
what?
Cool.
Here, pull out a pair of.
Hey, yo! Hey!
They're both just
Hey!
wearing black
Whoa!
sunglasses with their arms crossed behind you.
Okay. And you're just gonna kind of walk up to.
I want to remind
looks
you,
like-
it is a child leading another child and a child leading like an adult. By the way, I just want to paint that picture for you. Like Gris
Yeah, but,
is an adult.
Height-wise. But height-wise,
Height-wise, yes,
Aw,
Gris is tall.
yeah.
Gris is taller than both of you.
But like not by that much. How tall are you?
Sure.
Like my height, I think 2 feet. Hang on, it's literally written on the paper.
Okay,
right
yeah,
next
so
to me.
she's 1 inch taller than me. Like,
I'm 210.
oh
sorry.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like Grace is not.
Okay,
Grace is
so
like.
walk in a straight line. Walk in a straight line.
You look like the mature.
and I'm in the middle.
You look like the Matryoshka dolls. Like the small one goes inside, the medium-sized one, medium one goes into the large. Like yeah, it's
We're
fine.
just go. So I'll be in the middle, you'll be in the back. We'll walk in a straight line behind me.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I'm just gonna try to walk
Perfect.
to someone who. I'm gonna try
Definitely
the person who looks the
10
least.
intimidation.
I'm gonna try to find someone who would be the least annoyed if I interrupted what they were doing. Like if someone's napping, I wouldn't bother them. But if someone's like just kind of half-assedly having a conversation with somebody,
Make an insight check. Or perception check, I guess. One of the
I'm
two.
gonna do perception. Shit, that's blocking the thing. It's a 19 total.
19 total. You see a guy off to the side. He seems to be a shadow elf that is just nursing a drink from a bottle and just sort of like watching the water in like this lake that the port borders like just sort of shift side to side. But he's the only one that seems to be like just on his own, just sort of leaning against the wall. Not like morose or lonely at all, but just sort of like just in thought. Almost like he like cloud watching, but the water equivalent of that.
And then I walk up to him and be like, "Oh, excuse me. Hi."
He goes, yes, hello there, little child person. How can I assist you?
Child person.
My name's Penny, or Penelope. I'm
Hello,
helping...
Penelope.
Hi, what's your name?
Name's Oscar.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Oscar?
Have we gotten that name before, or am I crazy?
Oskin is what you're thinking of.
I am.
We've had that before.
Yeah.
You're so right, I am thinking of Oscar.
How do you spell this?
Oscar.
Oh, this is just Oscar.
Saying Oscar.
Okay.
Oscar. Yeah. Name's Oscar.
Hi, Oscar. I'm currently looking into the mysterious death of the previous speaker. And-
yeah, that.
With the person of Sino, I took the ledger, and we're looking for some shipments that may have had connections to the death. Penny is like wringing her hands in her robes.
He's like, he'll like shrug a moment and like extend a hand down, like, can I see that for a sec then? What are you looking for exactly?
Oh, sure. And she's gonna kind of hold it up and point at the one she's going for. It's like, this one here.
He's like, right. Well, two things. One, you're not gonna. Sino has next to no authority. All he does is sit behind a desk and act like he's cool or something.
Oh.
I thought it was cool.
But second of all, the thing you're looking for, I don't know exactly where, but it should be in this building. And he jabs a thumb in the direction of the building he's leaning against.
Oh.
Yeah, that should do it.
We can find it on our own.
You're gonna want to look for a box with this mark, and he's gonna like poke at the column that has like the label that the box should have.
Oh, awesome! Thank you so very much. She's gonna do like a little bow.
Noah's gonna do like a cool person nod behind her.
He shrugs and then stands up.
I'm gonna put my arms a little tighter together.
Really flexing your muscles.
He seems to be like placating or just like basically sort of just like slightly condescending, entertaining like the two children, and then like just sort of like quirks an eyebrow at Gris, and then just goes back to looking out into the water, sipping from his bottle.
And Penny's just gonna close up the ledger and say, well, let's go take a look. And she's gonna step inside the building.
Yeah, the building is slightly dilapidated. There's like a vague enough natural light that that's not like completely dark, because there's like little holes like basically in the roof that let in the light. You see rows and rows of like crates, barrels, sacks, basically. You see like there are some areas where there are attempts to organize it to create clear aisles, and then there are just points where like people just like threw it and piled up like a bunch of shit that's like precariously up there, and then it will go back to like oh, it's organized, and like there are parts where like you can see like, oh, somebody tried to organize it by their label, and then there are parts where people just said fuck it and threw it back there.
Yeah, someone who's worked at a warehouse. Yeah, it's what. It's literally every fucking day.
And then like just like at a glance you can see that some places like it's all organized, and then there's just like a section that's like somebody just like put it there because it's like, oh, there's an open spot here, perfect, and it's completely in the wrong place.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Someone who has done inventory. This happens a lot.
Okay, should we split up or?
The fucking closing crew left a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, which by the way, this is like a long building that goes quite the distance.
Well,
I guess we can just walk down and all.
Yeah.
Try.
I'm gonna show the label that they need to be looking for to Gris and Noda.
Yeah, it's a series of characters that are in a language that you don't understand, but it's easily identifiable. It's like rough and scratchy looking, but you can like you can sort of treat it like a symbol, like you would like a Japanese like hiragana almost.
Oh boy.
And then we can maybe just kind of split up and look around and holler if you find it.
I'll be hollering, all right. Okay.
But, yeah. And do we know that no one else is just gonna be watching us look for it?
I mean, it didn't say that we couldn't be in here, so I'd assume we'd be fine to look for it.
Okay.
No, with your past perception, you see like somebody like poke their eyes, like lean over the opening and just sort of like they'll turn to Oscar and be like, "Hey, yeah, dude, there's like kids in there," and you just see him like, forget it, they're just having fun or whatever, and you hear like him take a long sip from the bottle, and just he seems to be like waving people off, let you do whatever it is you need to do.
Cool
Let's
beans.
go.
Okay. Got the okay.
Yeah, then Penny's gonna start walking down some of the aisles.
How tall do these stack up?
Depending on the area, it can vary between being stacked to the height, like the lowest you see them stacked is, well, obviously just like a single crate, which is like the lowest being like 4 feet, but like usually the minimum is 2 crates stacked on top of each other, which would be,
these are like pretty big crates relative to our size.
Some like 3 to 4 feet. So one of these crates is like the size of you. Is like the height of Gris.
So I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna.
So yeah,
if I
will
see
be.
A stack of crates, I will be climbing up them.
Oh, absolutely. This is like for someone as for the small crew that you are, like it is. You guys are small relative to the surroundings, but you also have basically like a jungle gym in front of you.
Hell
Especially
yeah.
when like it's like there's a bunch of crates just sort of crates and like barrels and like knapsacks just sort of like stacked on top of each other, make like a mountain of just like inventory. You could easily just like spend time climbing that if you wanted.
Absolutely.
And we will.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Sure.
employ Bert to
who's still in weasel form.
Yes. So he's not the best at climbing, but he's good at getting
You
in
can
small
throw
crevices.
him up there.
Yeah. But basically, what I would do. Actually, what is the wording on? I'm gonna check the wording on something. But while I do that, yeah, I'm gonna walk down the aisle using Bert to kind of like check. To like maybe the label isn't on the sides of the box that I can see. I would kind of send him to kind of squirrel his way in and try to get different angles on it.
I will point out another feature of it is that when you get to like an organized part of the storehouse, all the labels are facing outward, but you do get to some points where the label is facing inward.
God, fucking.
And then there are ones that the labels are facing on the side, so like you can't just lean it back and look behind it. You have to like slide it out between.
Yes. So I can cause Bert to disappear and then reappear anywhere within 30 feet of me in any unoccupied space. I'll be using that to try and get him up high enough so that way he can see things.
How well lit is this building? I guess it's like always well lit outside, but like inside the building.
Yeah, so the building is
Or...
The building is filled with dim light because the roof of the building is like very dilapidated and there is like series of holes that the light can like shine through basically.
Gotcha.
All the way throughout the building.
It's a good thing we all have night vision.
Yeah. And yeah, so Penny's just gonna start searching up and down for that crate.
Sure. I would like the three of you, each individually, to make either a perception or investigation check. Your choice.
Investigation, baby.
Sorry, what an investigation?
Investigation or perception.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
you can choose.
Oh no.
Ooh, no.
I got a 9.
All right.
What a coincidence. I also got a 9.
Hey!
All right, Grace. What do you got?
19.
Hey,
Let's go.
All right.
The
So
adult that can see.
So what ends up happening is, Grace, you're the adult, and like that does come with a level of maturity. But what that also comes with is an ability to focus and not let your attention span drive you.
I'm having so much fun just climbing up these boxes.
and Grace, you're sometimes joining Noda because it is fun, it looks fun, and it is fun. But then you'll be like, oh, right, I have a job to do, and you'll like while you're climbing around, you will like look at boxes and like look at stuff. Whereas Noda is like. She's just going for the record.
Look at me!
Yeah.
Look at me!
1 second. I'm doing scientific research.
Okay, look, I'm
like,
doing a trick.
while like Noda's like screwing all the way, like Gris, you're like bracing yourself behind like one big pile in order to like lift a crate ever so slightly to check the label on it, and like you're just doing all this work. And Penny, you're like a lot of the time like you're actually spending too much time checking every single object. Yep. You're like get to one object and you're like
still at the doorway.
Yeah, she's still at the entrance, just sort of like you have Bert do like a 360 scan around the object in case like maybe the label's faded, maybe that's incorrect, maybe look for the correct label.
Maybe you're trying to organize the boxes as you're going through them.
If it's small enough for Penny to organize, she would.
There is you get to like a small section where it's like crate like boxes that could easily fit in a normal person's hand that you can easily like pick up with both your hands and just like move them around, and you end up like spending time like categorizing them alphabetically, like label facing outward, all this stuff. So they want to end up getting like most of the search work done is Gris, and so what this is gonna do is this is gonna take most of the day to do, because that is 2 failures, 1 successes. This is gonna take most of the day, but based on how the conversation between Sam and Al is going, I'm gonna imagine they're taking most of the day as well.
Oh, it's taken the entire day.
So,
I have no plans.
I just like to imagine at a certain point, Al just switches off like a car waiting at a stoplight.
He just powers down, just like, well, might as well get my rest hours in. Just
turns back on. They're still talking.
Yeah. You turns back on and Sam's like, what kind of oil are they though? And what quality of water? We're talking seawater, fresh water, and it's like back power down.
What defines the salt in seawater?
Yeah. What does the salt mean in this metaphor? Like, but yeah, you guys will take most of the day, and the end result is Sam, you do not glean any information besides what you had during that RP moment. I know, it's hard to believe. And as for the people who went to the storage room, you were unable to find the Almiron that you were looking for.
Yeah.
It was being held here in transit, like it was. See this right here, and she's gonna point at the part of the ledger. It says that it was supposed to just be held here until it was sent off to where it was supposed to be. So maybe it was, but that date's not for a couple days.
Maybe we're close and we just got the wrong one. Wrong
no,
thing.
I don't think they would miss.
Here, wait, let me see that, and then Noda's gonna hold it and just look at
All right.
It's upside down.
Oh. Yeah, I was sort of hoping that if I gasp, I would find something that would justify that reaction.
Like you would suck the information out.
Kind of, yeah. Well, not exactly.
I get the thinking.
Because I'm like, if I do... Oh, wait! Nope. Yeah. No, I tried. I gave it everything I got. Here you go.
I'm gonna take it back and be like, well, if it isn't here, it might have already been taken or sent off. Hopefully, Pal and Sam got some information that lets us...
Some useful stuff waiting for you when you get back.
I'm sure they did.
Boy, do I.
But I think if we can't find any more information, I guess we can also talk about this with Pal and Sam. My vote would be to just make Plash, like, go with the original compromise. Well, no, we don't have to. I mean, if he dies.
Whoa, Petty! I've never heard your voice do that.
Sorry,
I mean, if he dies.
Was that Bert? Can you channel Bert through you? Is that what he sounds like?
No, he sounds like Kermit the Frog. I can't do a Kermit the Frog
Well, that's
impression.
kind of what you sounded like.
Can you
Kermit
try?
the Frog is now canon,
Who the
by the
fuck
way.
is Kermit the Frog?
You're not here.
He's a Grizzly.
Canon event.
Kermit the Frog. He's actually the name that Nasir is known by now, since that's what his voice sounds like.
Speak about him in hushed whispers. The shadow that moves through the woods at night. Kermit the Frog.
Terrence, I didn't know you had a cousin named Kermit.
All frogs are cousins.
Yeah, dude, you just see a frog and like, hey, you must know other frogs, right? Like, is that what you...
related, yeah. Terrence is related to everyone. He's a special frog.
That's kind of fucked up.
I'm 8.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think I have a few cousins who live in Tenon, and a lot more who live everywhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if Terrence has a few.
Kermit?
I don't know their names. I just know we have some family out here.
Let me do it for you.
Whoa, where did that?
Do it for you.
Wait, where is this coming from?
Do
Oh.
Let me do it for you.
As we're walking back, it's like we can just, present Quopip, plead with Quopip one more time, and you're like, listen, it's.
And if he doesn't, we take it by force.
Well, no, we just say, well, okay. I mean, if you're not willing
Take it by force.
if you're not willing to work, we can just make Flash the speaker. He seems to be trusted by everyone here, and we can't really find.
Literally, who are you?
Yeah, we
You'll
can't
hit
find
him
any
with
evidence
that.
to support your claims. So,
Prove
you
it,
have no
bestie.
reason. Yeah, I think that's good, and then we can continue on our way. Because I feel like we spent. I know we're not in a rush or anything, but maybe we are. I don't know.
I'm like, at the rate we're going, that time's gonna be up, and we can ask that body again who killed it. You know, by the time we make any progress.
Well, that also assumes. I was thinking about this more. That also assumes he saw the person who killed him. The body only knows what it's knew in when it was wasn't a corpse. So.
Well, we could still ask the body if all that shit about Quopip, all that stuff about Quopip is true.
If it's been
with a shot.
But I mean, like that's still.
If it's been talked to already, I would like to let the spirit rest. But.
Oh.
I mean, what harm is one?
I mean, how much could you rest if your body's stuffed into a barrel?
You'd be surprised.
Oh.
But wouldn't he become?
How many people do you know that have been stuffed into a barrel?
One person was buried like that. That's just because they couldn't afford a casket.
Oh no, that's just sad. Wait, I don't want to hear about this anymore. Let's move on.
Well, it was a barrel that they
okay.
They handmade.
It was their favorite barrel.
It was they made it just for them.
They made it because they knew they were gonna die.
This hole was made for me.
Wrong, and it was a little small. So
did they have to cut him up? Wait, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
He fit.
He fit. You just had to put all your weight on the top when you closed.
Oh my.
Let's go find Pal and Sam. That's enough of this.
He seemed pretty alright when I talked to him.
I'm gonna run ahead. Pal, Sam. Penny's talking about weird things again.
That was pretty grim, Penny. I didn't expect that. I'm gonna be honest.
He didn't mind that. In fact, when I talked to him, he seemed more concerned that his headstone was wrong. They spelled his name wrong, and I had to help correct it.
That's also very depressing.
Well, it was pretty easy. I didn't have a name for this bit. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's the OG Kermit the Frog.
No, I've somehow fucking wormed myself into having to come up with a fucking name when I'm a player.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Penny, who is it?
I don't remember.
There you go.
Wow.
Character choice. She doesn't remember that.
She chose not to. His name wasn't even worth remembering, huh?
That's also
some necromancer.
Well, at least the name got fixed. It's depressing that probably happens to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, there was more than a few that had their names wrong, or their dates, or they wanted the last name changed, or the name that was on there wasn't the one that they preferred.
I bet when I die, my name's gonna be misspelled on my stone.
Well, I'll make sure to find it, and I'll fix it.
Penny's gonna outlive you.
Well, I'm gonna outlive everybody.
It should be noted, mousefolk generally have a shorter lifespan than most races.
40 years, baby. Then I'm out. Gotta make these years count. If we stumble into some trap that ages me, there's a real chance of death.
Aging. You know what? Fucks you. Sends you to the island that makes you old.
Yeah, the beach that makes you old. There's no such thing as the beach that makes you old. Well, it's not the beach, it's the coral.
It's the rocks, actually. Oh, okay, let's say, hypothetically, that the beach makes you old. The rocks. Let's say the rocks make you old. What exactly
make you old? Directions to the beach that makes you old.
Like, I will not. I will not. You will get old. I will not. Okay, well, don't say I didn't warn you. Jamie, pull up the directions to the beach that makes you old. But I gotta warn you, it will make you old. Yeah, whatever. 3 days later. Hey,
you're not gonna believe this.
I got old.
Oh god, sorry.
No, you're fine.
That video takes over my body sometimes.
I love that video so much.
Yeah, so Penny will follow both of them back to the tavern to regroup with Pal and Sam and discuss the day's findings.
Alright. Pal, Sam powers you back on, and then leads you back to the tavern while you boot up. You find yourself back at the tavern. The Sticky Cask is what it's called. And you find yourself meeting up back with the rest of your party. What do you do?
So we got nothing.
Well,
Did you guys get anything?
A whole lot of nothing.
I don't know, Sam.
We
Did you
got a
get
lot of
anything?
something, and that something was nothing.
Yeah, see,
We
what
did.
we're dealing with the events here is the difference between what defines oil and water.
I think we
These
just
two
went
entities-
I thought you were
don't-
asking about.
Sam is about to go on a 30-minute spiel.
Okay, so wait, so who's the water and the oil? Like after your
That's a
30-minute
good
spiel.
question. You see, the difference that you are not getting here is that it's not about the quantity, it's about
The Mets,
quality.
Spider-Man. Let's go
Right,
Mets.
you can-
Hit a home run. Hit a home run. Hit a home run. Let's go Mets.
Let's go,
Okay, so it sounds like we're all on the same page. Flash
Right.
had first rights. Quopip hasn't proven that he has any rights at all. And
Yeah.
Let's go
we
Mets.
don't need to
Flash
be here
must
anymore.
be the water, because you can drink a lot of water, but you can't drink
What?
a lot of oil.
Why do you have to drink oil?
Isn't that what Sam was talking about?
You see,
With the oil and the water?
they're like
Yeah.
oil and water. They cannot mix.
Yeah, you
yet
can chug one of
only-
them.
Yeah,
and
but
then the other
only
one,
the
if you do, you'll
quantity
feel
of
real
one
bad.
will
Between the salt water and the
overpower
fresh water in the analogy. I mean, doesn't really oil just floats
Well, how much
regardless.
salt can you add to water
Oil
before it
floats
becomes
in
salt
water because oil and water.
Well, salt. The second
cannot
you add water
mix.
to salt to water, it becomes salt water. There's a point where it becomes the solution becomes saturated and it starts falling out of it.
Yeah, see, that's the question we all need to ask
Okay.
ourselves. The quantity of the salt. What is the
Okay,
quality
wait, so
of the
who's the
salt?
salt?
within
Wait,
the
we're getting
water?
sidetracked.
Who's-
Hey. Did you all know that I did not plan for this little, like thing to take 3 sessions? I didn't plan for this to take 3
This
sessions.
keeps happening, and you keep getting surprised, and you're like, "Damn, how did this happen?"
Because
We've been
I
playing
keep
together
taking,
for like 3 years
I
now,
keep
Leo.
taking
It's
away
kind of on
less
you.
and less, and you just keep adding more and more.
Okay, but who's the oil and who's the water? This is really important.
See, it's the oil and the water really come together to
If I hear
form
the word
a
oil one more time, Grace's head is about to
slickness of the.
explode.
But I guess we can meet up with Flash tonight.
Oil and water begins leaking out of the ears of Gris,
But it's not mixing.
Oh goodness. why
but
was
it's
that
not.
as Gris remains crucified and gets stabbed in the abdomen, blood and oil spill out. I forgot how they've crucified Jesus again. Hold on, let me look it up.
It's like nails and a cross.
Jesus.
So we
Yeah,
can
I
meet with
think
Flash
so.
Oh my
tonight,
God, that's crucifixion. Okay, that's not the end.
and we can give him the go-ahead. I mean, we don't really have any authority. We can just say that, you know.
We care a lot more than these townspeople do.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe of that. So I feel like if at the very least, Flash wouldn't sink the company, because it seems that he, at least like the business here, because that seems to be what he is most concerned about.
Right.
So, yeah. We can go talk to Flash at some point, and then
Like,
just
what's Quilpip gonna do? Turn into a dragon?
You're really
Why
set
would
on
you-
fighting
why
a
would you say that,
dragon.
Noda? I mean, we do have the sending. We do have the
You
sending
know,
stone.
one could hope.
Yeah,
One can
I will.
dream.
I will say that there is a sending stone in Gris's inventory.
Problem is, last
Uh,
time I tried to use a sending stone, the other person broke it immediately.
Yeah, because you were clearly not the person that gave the sending stone to. Why would
So
they?
it's like it's basically useless because I'm not the person they gave the sending stone to.
Yeah, you're free. You have one shot to get anything out of it that you want. Better not waste it.
Well, who has a really good Quilpip impersonation?
Well, that should be someone who'd be really good at like lying.
I'll slowly turn to.
Everyone
Sam.
turns to Sam. It's
There
like
is
stone
a
grinding noises as we turn.
there is a sheen upon Sam as if he's been as if he's been cleansed with both oil and water.
Would that be something you'd be willing to do, Sam? I don't want to force it on you, but it might give us some
Sorry,
answers.
I was thinking
Literally,
about
worst
oil and
case,
water.
it doesn't work and we still just leave.
Yeah. Well, here, No, you have the sending stone?
Nope.
I think
Chris,
I do.
Do you have the sending stone?
Chris does.
What's I'm assuming we're up in our room because we're discussing sensitive
We're just doing
information.
this.
Yeah, I just want to get that context out.
Yeah,
Be like, here's
sure.
the thing we stole from that guy's room. Speak into it.
I like to believe that we're sitting on the floor in a circle.
Crisscross.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
sitting on pillows. It's like a sleepover.
Yeah, if you can just try and... I don't even know what it would say.
I have never used a sending stone in my life. This is like...
It allows you to
What's a
cast...
walkie-talkie?
It allows you to cast the sending spell, right? That's the mechanics of it?
Yeah, you cast the sending spell to the other person holding that is in possession of the stone, basically.
So
I'm
what am
giving
I
this to
sending?
Sam, right?
So you have 25 words.
Use them carefully.
To get out a sentence to them that they,
Yeah.
they will hear in their mind. If it's, I guess, well, can you even lie through a sending stone? Because the sending spell specifically states if the person knows who they are, they know innately when they receive the message.
So it's a bus.
It's like, yeah, so Penny's just gonna look at it. It's like, well, the way the spell should work, at least as far as I understand, is that
Maybe if you minor
So
illusion yourself to look like Bullpip.
the thing with sending stones is that the person that is possession of the stone does not receive the sending spell. The stone itself receives the spell, because the stones are link. Sending stones are a way for people who are not familiar with each other to communicate, essentially. And you can cast sending from one stone to the other, and the stones basically emit that as a sound. Is how that works.
So just do your best. Do your best.
Yeah.
Bullpip
So they won't be able to
impersonation.
tell if you do an impression. It could work.
well, it's worth a try.
Well, you're the smart one. What do I say?
Well,
Okay, we got 25 words.
So skip like the formalities, because if it's a sending stone, I'm assuming it's they're in contact regularly. So
So
Starting with "Hey, little mama."
hey girl,
Hey, girl.
Hey,
you're not gonna
girl!
fucking believe this.
Oh my god, how you doing?
Oh my god! You will not believe this. Oh,
Maybe
come on,
say
Barbie,
something
let's go
along-
party.
yeah.
Maybe something along the lines of like maybe like you could say that you've been found out and that you need to know who you can trust or where to go. If we just go back to the assumption that he's done something bad, or maybe just ask for like a status report of what's going on their end, and that things are smooth over here. There's a lot of angles you can approach it from.
Well, are we trying to find out their identities? So having a status report will give us a good idea of their numbers. If they are planning on sending, I don't know, people. To be honest, I don't really know what they plan. Whether or not this is Quopit, whether or not Quopit plans on like sending people, or what he plans on doing once he becomes speaker with this sending stone.
You have no idea what this is.
Yeah,
this
we
is
have, like,
a
literally no motive.
This is a
shot in the dark.
This is a telephone that has one number it can call, and you're gonna you have to make an assumption based on that and come up with 25 words to say into it. So good luck.
An assumption of someone's intention, which we do not know.
Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do this. But
It's very simple. It's very simple on paper, but when you get into the details, you realize, wow, this is a shot in the dark if you've ever seen one.
I have an idea.
Oh,
You do?
I'm gonna make Quopip back out.
Oh.
And maybe,
Oh.
if the people don't like that, they come over and hunt Quopip. Problem solved.
Sam, you're so smart.
Thank you. You see, it's about the oil and the water, right?
Mm-hmm. Which
See,
one you drink
Can we not
first?
do the oil? I thought we solved the oil thing earlier.
Yeah, you don't
It's
drink
not
the
about
oil.
solving
Yeah.
the
So-
oil. These two
I mean, I think I could
mixtures
drink
don't
oil.
mix.
Oh,
I guess
Well-
you could drink the oil, so I guess it depends on who you are. Can you drink
Maybe
water?
that's what it's all about.
I am the
about, like,
oil,
machines and
It's-
robots.
and you are the water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before you get too deep into that, here's this, and she's gonna hand the sending stone, put it in your hand, and yeah, you have it. Smile.
So is this gonna be like an AI like voiceover? Do I actually have to do the Coldpip impression? Or...
I mean, you don't have to do a Quopip impression, but
You don't have to
say
do
what
a
you're
quote.
saying.
You have to say what you're saying, and your voice will play out. So if you wish to impersonate Quopip, you are able to because you had a conversation with them. If anyone else were trying to attempt to, it'd be rather difficult, but you're free to. It will be a straight up charisma. Well, actually,
But this would be
Does
deception.
minor
You're lying.
illusion
no.
make
It's
sound?
deception
It does, but not
is
sending.
deception is more with selling. I'd
Oh.
say this is a performance check actually, because deception
Oh.
involves like not in person.
information.
Yeah, masking information. Whereas this is straight up you're basically putting on a performance, and I am going to put it at disadvantage because you are a robot trying to impersonate someone through a sending stone, and that's slightly ridiculous in the grand scheme of things. But I'm letting you
Kinda
attempt
cool,
it.
though.
It's cool, so I'm letting you attempt it, and I'm not like I'm not making DC ridiculous, but you still gotta make a performance check with disadvantage. And you also have to say whatever 25 words you wish to say.
Yes. So you have 25 words. He's typing.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
be
11,
typing.
12, 13. I don't know what else to add other than
You can
people
end
are
it early. You can end it early if you want. It's just maximum of
You
25
just fill
words.
the end with la 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 la.
Alright, I have my words.
Just choose your favorite song lyrics and be like, from the
Pretend
window
that
to the wall.
airplanes in the night sky. Okay.
Yeah.
The people are getting suspicious. I don't want this anymore. I'm backing out.
Is
Works
that
for
what you said?
everyone?
Right.
Works for everyone? I'm double checking with everyone.
Yeah.
Cool.
sounds-
Bet. Let's do this. Let me get out my cool dice for this cool situation. Okay.
Can I give
Performance
them
check?
guidance?
Yes, at disadvantage.
Okay. Performance at disadvantage.
Can I give him guidance?
Yes, you may.
Yeah. Alright, let's try this. 13
No, my
and
character
18.
sheet's stuck pulled up because I disconnected and when
So-
it reset.
13
18.
plus 5 is 18 plus guidance D4. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me fish out a D4 in the hodgepodge. What is my D4? What the fuck? Am I going to overturn my entire bag to look for a single D4? Okay, there's one.
If you step on them, you'll find it first.
21, and then just, you know what? Fuck it. A lot of Bardic Inspiration on top of that D6. Wow. Okay. So 21 plus 4 is 25.
Hey, yo!
All right. So you
Yeah, that
just
was really convincing.
to go over again what it is you said into the sending stone. What did you say into it?
The people are getting suspicious. I don't want this anymore. I'm backing out.
Nice, vague, but states intent.
It's direct.
I'm so sorry about the speed thing.
I'm so sorry. Sam
It's like that fucking scene
is
from
what
Lilo
Sam
and
sounds
Stitch.
like.
Everything.
That's Sam dialing the sending stone. Beep, boop, 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 boop.
I'm so sorry. I just wanted garlic bread.
Beep boop boop. No, it's beep boop boop bop boop boop bop.
Beep, 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 beep.
Beep.
Okay. You hear like a weird. You guys all hear a weird filter go over Sam's voice, and that's like that just like slightly pitches it up to match the like falsetto tone to Quopip's voice. It still has a bit of a static effect, but you hear him speak into the sending stone, and you hear back a rather gruff voice, and it sounds a little bit exasperated as it goes. Hold on a second. I'm going to pause this.
No.
I am sending rocks at you.
You hear it. You hear it say, "You had one job. You just had to let us know if you got more Omron. Whatever. Pleasure doing business with you."
This
That's
is
it.
big.
And then the stone, the magic from the stone fades away.
Oh.
So he said you had one job.
Just to let us know if you had more Omron. Whatever.
Then...
Pleasure doing business with you.
Okay, so he was a middleman. Fuck. Yeah, I'm assuming we all heard that because it came out of the sending stone.
Correct.
That answers that. That's where the Olmeron shipment went.
Cool. So I vote we kidnap Coolpip, torture the information out of him, and find the
no,
whoever.
whoa, Sam, hold on.
Pal's
Hang on.
already standing up on.
This is.
Yeah, Nona also stands up.
Well, we don't need to get involved with all this. This seems way out of our.
Penny,
Yeah, we don't
did I
need
not
to
tell
fight
you
yet
about
either.
what oil and water means?
Sam, I can't hear the word oil. I don't know. Something's just in my brain. It hurts. It's enough oil.
3.
Hmm.
But we don't need to really get involved with all this. This is a matter for the speakers to handle. You know, we're not like a police force.
Yeah,
We're just trying to
we're
get
a
the
group
speakers
of
together.
ragtag adventurers. And I think...
I'm a little trickster, Batman. I'm not a villain.
Well,
we would
also
be
have...
doing the world a favor by removing this Omeron dealer from the equation.
But Omeron isn't like an illicit substance. It's just rare and hard to get.
Yeah, and I want it.
I don't like him because he's a liar, so...
Well, yeah, well, that's not a reason for us to kidnap and torture.
Maybe not for you.
We can just go... We have confirmation that Quopip has ulterior motives.
I want to
just
make
go
him
to Plash. Let
I
Plash
stuck my neck out for him. And he's a fucking middleman.
We can let Plash... Just tell Plash that he can be the speaker. Quopip, and maybe inform him of what we found out, so that way they can handle it. I think we're starting to get a bit above our heads. We already got enough on our plate as is, and she's going to gesture to the bag, like kind of meaning to reference the device they have and the.
I think you're referring to Bert's parts in there. I'm like, I don't think Bert is that much of a.
Well, Bert's my own problem that I need to figure out.
Is Bert that high maintenance? Like, that's crazy.
He is trapped within a book,
fine.
so I need to figure that shit out.
Ooh.
But that's tomorrow me's problem.
If only there was someone you could talk to about that.
If only.
Anyways.
Then he's like 2 continents away, or 2 countries away. But yeah. So let's go. I think we should go meet with Plash now, if we can.
Should we destroy the remnants of the sending stone, or just like throw it somewhere?
I mean, we can give it to Plash and let him do what he needs to with it.
Okay.
Penny, you now know it is just a useless stone now. There's nothing magical about
for
it.
today. It'll recharge at the end of the day if it's a sending stone.
I thought he just straight up like disconnected it.
He did.
If the other side crushed it, then yes, it is useless.
It is just the
I think
stone
that's what
now.
happened. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, it can recharge and has the possibility to cast the sending stone, but without its pair, it can't do anything.
Yeah, so it can't.
Yeah. So I think it's.
And creating a pair is honestly harder than just buying a preset pair.
Right. So this is. I guess it doesn't mean we.
I mean, we can hold on to it. We can, like I said, we give it to Plash. Let him. It's evidence.
Or
we shouldn't destroy it.
Plash, Cool Pip had this rock.
Well, we can explain what it is.
Are you like able to tell that if you use
It's really suspicious.
Well, there's no like visual indicator, but if you try to use it, nothing will happen.
Okay.
Well,
just
maybe
like
we should have him give it to Quopip and be like, "Hey, I found this outside your room,"
Well, no,
and see his reaction.
Let's just go to Plash and we'll talk with him.
I don't hate that.
Okay.
Or I can even just go up to Quopip and be like, "Hey, look at this neat rock I found," and see what he does.
Penny's grabbing the sending stone and walking to go talk with Plash.
I'm just saying that's very much up my alley. I'm that kind of person.
Penny is out the door. She feels urgency because things are happening.
Sure. Penny, you grab the stone and walk out the door. As you head down, you see Plash just there, back by the pool with his legs dangling into it, nursing a drink.
Out.
Yeah.
Hi, Plash. I'm running up behind you.
He'll be there. Just sort of go. He'll just raise his drink to you, but not just like doing anything really. He's just sort of nursing it. He's just gonna keep like taking sips. Sure. You all head down.
I'm gonna walk up to Flash and be like, "Hi, Mr. Murmur, sir. I don't think we've really talked at length yet. What we? Hi, sorry. I'm Penelope. I'm with.
She's cool.
Anytime he goes through, Penny gets like a little bit more nervous.
Yeah, he's just like,
"Hey, Penny, he's cool."
He's just drinking the entire time, and like he'll occasionally glance at you and just gives like a
Quopip's
sort of
hired by some weird guys.
Well, Penny's gonna just kind of look a little stressed. Like, we shouldn't say that out in the open. If we
How's done?
If you want, we can. We have some things that we found out when we were checking into the murder. We'd like to talk to you.
A small sip turns into like a chug, and then he just
whisper, "You're gonna be the next speaker." I'm like sitting a little too close to him. Like my leg is definitely touching his.
he'll set the mug down just with a solid tunk, and then he's gonna go, "Yeah, I figured as much."
I was rooting for you the whole time.
Yeah, and I definitely felt it.
Yeah.
We have a room upstairs we can talk in. We can brief you on everything that we found.
He just kind of shrugs like, I don't really care much for making secrets and whatnot. Plus, like, whatever you tell me, I'm probably just gonna talk about it down here after like a few bottles in. So he shrugs.
Okay, then. Penny's gonna look at the rest of the group. They'd be like, "Good, we good to talk here? Any objections?"
Just gonna gesture forward, like out.
Penny is gonna pull out the sending stone and say, "Well, when we were looking into possible, people who could have murdered the previous speaker, Urgalor, we were also looking into Quopip and his claims that he was a distant pen pal that was pretty close with Mr. Urgalor. We couldn't find any mention of him in any of his notes or letters that we found in his office. But we did find this," and she's going to pull out the ledger, point to the Olmeron, be like, this shipment of Olmeron that was supposed to be sent here just for holding for a couple days. We went to go look for it, and I mean, we didn't do the best. We're not really familiar with how the warehouses are laid out, but we couldn't find it. We assume it was been sent off to where it was going, or intercepted. And then we found this, and Penny's going to hold up the sending stone, as well as a couple other suspicious things in Quopip's room. And the sending stone was in contact, it isn't anymore, with, we assume, someone who was purchasing Omeron from Quopip. Legally or illegally, or under the table, we're not entirely sure. But all this is a lot of words to say that Quopip has different interests in diverting and abusing shipments here for his own personal gain. So we feel it would probably be better if you were speaker. And maybe you could look more into what Quopip was doing.
During that whole time, he had somehow gotten, like, a refill on his mug, and he just started, like, drinking that again. And, like, he's putting down, like, a half-empty mug now. He's like, yeah, I caught half of that. Yeah, listen, I was kind of suspicious of him ever since he said that he was, like, a pen pal of Urgalore, because, like, I work with a man. Dude has the messiest handwriting ever. I don't know how anyone can stand to read it. So that makes sense. But it looks like I'm a shoo-in for speaker, at least in, like, a practical sense. So, can I ask one thing of you lot? Can you just, like, chase him out of town? Because I'm quite frankly done with his ass. I tried to make a peace offering, compromise or whatnot, thanks to your stubby shiny friend over there. He points to Sam. And now I'm regretting ever listening to anyone for anything. So, if you want to make up for that mistake, he looks at Sam, or do me a favor so that I'll owe you one, chase the shitheel out of town and just let's be done with this.
So we kill him.
On it.
Yes.
Well, let's kill is not the word he used.
We think we're gonna kill him.
Deal
Do
with
not.
it. Got it. I stuck my neck out for him. I'm going to deal with him.
He's gonna like appraise Sam with a look and be like, I respect those, I respect the intent there, but try not to make it messy.
It doesn't have to be.
So probably
That's
no
right.
killing, just chase him out. I just don't want him coming back here. He's trouble.
We can do that.
Alright.
So we make him think we're gonna kill him, so he's scared for the rest of his life, and he never comes back here.
He shrugs,
just
is
tell
like,
him-
if that's what it takes.
We can just tell him that he's just not welcome here anymore.
That's a diplomatic approach. It's probably something I need to learn if I'm gonna be going to. You said there's gonna be a council of speakers.
Yes. I don't know if we briefed you on. I guess we can afterwards. It'll be an important meeting regarding the state of the light in the sky, the bright light, I believe that's called here.
Yeah,
and we
that's
need to
what
make sure
some
we're-
people call it. I just call it a fucking nuisance.
Well, we may have found a way to
Amen.
suppress or even end it, but there were some complications with it that we believe that everyone should be on board with, because it may put people in danger.
Right. I don't know what speakers do, but I'm assuming I'm gonna have to learn pretty quick what I am gonna have to do. So, yeah, I'll just probably like send a message over to Lucky Fortune, and I'll ask for like a debriefing of some kind.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to pay someone to do paperwork now. Oh, jeez. Gotta
Well,
fucking
I
kick
wish you
everyone's
best of
ass
luck.
into gear. Yeah,
You're gonna be great.
He's gonna clap his knees and then kind of brace himself up and be like, I got work to do. Like I said, chase the asshole out of town. Don't make it messy. Thanks, I guess, for giving me more work.
You're
But making
welcome.
work
Anytime.
simpler? He kind of like looks confused for a second and just shrugs. He's like, yeah, you're welcome. I'll have something for you. See me. It's kind of late in the day. See me tomorrow morning. I'll send you off with a care package or some sort. I'll round up
So
something.
hard
Ooh.
for any token of friendship, like. Okay, so since we're chasing him out anyways, can we be like a little dramatic about it? I want to show him the stone.
Well, I do want to try just talking with him first. Maybe there has to be a reason he's doing this.
Okay,
So
well, if that doesn't work out, or just give me the signal when I can be like, hey, look at this cool rock I found.
Okay.
Please, Penny, please.
Sure, yeah.
Please.
Sam, I'm gonna need your backup. I'm dealing with Quopip. If I can't really find the words, or he seems to be taking control of the conversation, you can step in and
pummel him.
I vote for a less
words.
diplomatic approach.
Give him the oil, oil. Give
He
him
doesn't
the oil
need to
and
be
water.
hurt.
Give him the oil.
But I feel like a threat or two may go a long way in getting him out of town for good.
I would like to avoid it, but it might be necessary.
Can do.
Yeah, Penny is going to, and Blake's on a work call, so I'm just assuming that Pal is, as per what he said earlier, dumb with the situation.
Yeah, he's
So
just sort of
I'm
like
assuming...
after he was given the go ahead to basically like solve this with force. He's just been like a silent vigil, just sort of standing like ready to activate battle mode.
All right, so we'll go up to Quopip's room. I assume he would be in there.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, he's usually there whenever he's not like in the main floor of the tavern area.
And I'm gonna point a finger through the door, and I'm going to cast message and say, Mr. Quopip, if you're in there, we need to talk. It's about the speaker position. You can reply to this message.
No response.
Ooh, silence.
Maybe he didn't hear you.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
Maybe he's eating.
I don't know if the ruins you might muffle the knocking. He seemed to have heard it before. Gonna point through the door again. Mr. Quopip? Are you in there?
Chris. Pick the lock. We can dramatically bust through the door.
No response.
Yeah. I'm kind of worried, Chris. Can you pick the lock?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. All right. Where am I?
Yeah, go ahead and make a thieves' tool check with advantage because you're used to this lock now.
You've done this before.
Yes. Sorry. What is that?
It's a
Thieves'
D20
tool
plus
is-
9. D20 plus 9
yes.
for you.
15.
15. Yep, you just get a chink. It's open. The chain is not up. The chain is still down.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's ominous, honestly.
2 silver pieces on that he's dead.
I'm gonna slowly push the door open and let Bert in first.
I'll take you
All
on
right.
that bet.
Yeah, check the corner.
I'm just gonna mentally tell Bert, it's like, if you see something strange, start yelping. And just send him off to kind of scour the room
like
while
he
we
does a
step
little
inside.
like squeaking or weasel noise, just like a little chattering one, and then just kind of slinks forward into the room. Do you look through his eyes?
No, because I'm gonna basically I'm just sending him in as like a first set of eyes, and then I'm gonna open the door fully.
You send him in.
Yes.
And a couple seconds pass, and nothing happens, and then like a couple seconds later, like he comes back and pokes his head out. No, it's fine.
Basically, he hasn't responded to Penny's messages, so we just picked the lock, and now we're entering the room.
Then I'm gonna push the door fully open, seeing that he has not noticed anything.
I'm gonna, now that this is getting into a worse, I assume I was following them. I would have if I.
Yeah.
Yes.
After the door is open, I'm gonna pull Penny back from the door and I'll enter first, just to.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting we should be doing that.
Yeah, allow me, and then I'll start walking in.
Mr. Quopip? And I'm just kind of peeking around Pal as he enters.
You find an empty room with Noda and Gris, the luggage that you saw earlier, some of it is missing. And you see on the side is an open window. And if you follow that trail, you see that there's a few tracks in the sand that you could try to track.
Can we figure out like how long
if we want to chase him? Well, our only job was to run him out of town, which it sounds like he just did.
I was gonna say,
but do we want to chase him?
I'm just saying, how old do those tracks look like with how windy it is? And stuff like that?
Make your survival check. Whoever wants to examine those tracks.
My survival is +4.
My eyesight is
Mine's
garbage.
+6. Okay, can I? I'm gonna help Pal.
Can I guidance?
Yes.
I'm like standing really close to him, looking like maybe my shadow
is help advantage, or is it just like a DC thing?
Help will beat advantage.
All right. 16.
16. These tracks are pretty.
Get me out of a now.
These tracks are pretty fresh, actually. They're like a few minutes old.
Oh,
a few minutes. I mean,
guys.
Guys, I don't want to chase.
There's so many questions left. What if he's involved in something important? What if they're gonna do this at other towns?
It's been a while since I've had a good chase. I want to chase.
I mean, I can follow as best as I can, but I probably won't be able to keep up.
You can. We'll make it so you can keep up. My lynx form is so good at.
I've been working out. I'm stronger.
Well, I don't know if it's so good at.
Well, then we should go now. Like right now. Go. We don't have much time then, right? They just left.
Would it slow me down to carry Penny?
Oh
no!
I
think I can ride on Noda if she does Lynx form.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna.
Right.
Yeah, she can.
Yeah, go for that then. All right.
All right.
I'm just running.
No,
I don't know if I can. If I can't fit out the window, then obviously I just go around the side. I don't know how big.
You can
run down the stairs.
You can easily jump out the window if you wanted to,
I'm going for it.
and do like a superhero landing.
Are Pal and Sam is like good at getting out of the windows like the 3 animals are? Because I feel like.
No. It's a bit it's a bit clunky for them, obviously.
Yeah, I'm
basically I'm just imagining Sam as like a bowling ball drop. Yeah.
I would find it really funny. Like, it'd be really funny if Noda went out the window as the Lynx form. It'd be even funnier if Noda ran down the stairs through the tavern, tearing ass, and the Lynx form out the door.
Okay, I know you mean tearing. I'm hearing like ripping ass.
Farting as loud as possible.
Just throughout the entire tavern.
No, like tearing ass isn't like tearing asphalt.
Yeah, sure.
Penny's just going to be on Noda's back.
All right.
You're gonna have to hold on for dear life because I'm like zigzagging. And
Oh yeah, she has a movement speed of 60 feet. By the way,
I'm zooming.
I'm gonna try to do a cool somersault as I jump out the window. And
she also
bottom, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's just sand at the bottom. That's why you guys can safely jump out. There's no check needed. If you guys are just sort of like you can make a check to see how graceful your landing is if you want, but.
Yeah.
Oh god. He is egg-shaped. You blindsided her.
I just keeps looping so I keep watching. Anyways, it starts with I had forcibly piggybacked Penny before I had transformed into a lynx. So
yeah.
She gets a little bit of ichor and stuff on her hands as she's holding on to me. I'm zooming.
Yeah, which by the way should be noted that while in Lynx form, Noda does have advantage on survival checks in the desert. Because this creature is made to navigate the desert.
Tactics. So if Penny's on me, I have advantage on attack rolls.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
I'll just trust that Noda can follow the tracks and find this person.
Also, the trail of ichor that Noda leaves behind leaves a fine trail for the rest of her party to follow, who are not as fast as her.
Yeah, I'm actually here. Shit. Hold on. There's not going to be a better time to use this today. I'm going to meal seeker for Quopip.
Don't you have a thing?
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see.
Or person that is familiar with you. Yeah. As long as they went 1,000 feet.
Oh.
And you were within 30 feet at least once.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a ping off in the direction that Noda is heading.
Alright, cool. It's a good little confirmation. It'll make it really easy to find him if he's hiding when we get there.
That's true, and you'll also let me know if I start running the wrong direction.
Just run right past him.
How many times can you check that? Was it just the one?
If it lasts for its concentration lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's active for 10 minutes.
And then... Cool.
All right. And while you're doing that, I guess Noda, you're just peeling off, just fucking booking it in that direction.
This poor fucking bookie is getting hunted by a lynx. It's
country city boy.
I keep my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma stats, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because I'm like, this lynx is not heavy good.
Please make a dexterity check using the lynx stats for me, which is a +4.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay. Let me check something. Let me do a little private roll here for a second. Ooh. Ooh.
That's a bad ooh for you, but a good ooh for us, right?
In a way, yes. In a way, yes. As you're going, Pal, like I said, the rest of you have a trail. The rest of you that have reasonable movement speeds. Gris is a little bit faster because she is a rogue and she can double dash basically.
Mario
Kart.
Yeah, very very nice, you two. Pal, as you're running, as you guys are making way, it's about the time where Gris is making enough distance where she's far ahead of you. You're about to lose vision of her over a dune. And as you do so, the ping from locate creature, just sort of falls off.
Oh.
Has it been 10 minutes?
It has not. It's been a couple of minutes.
What that could mean is that he's...
Did he die?
No, more... Okay, it could mean that. I was going to say that he's more than...
He's faster.
Nobody else knows for a moment. Noda, how long are you committing to chasing the tracks? Are you chasing them until you get to the end of the...
As long as I can track them, I'm gonna keep following.
Okay. All right, you do that. That'll bring you roughly I'd say 6 minutes out of town. Penny, if you're willing to hold on for dear life onto Noda's back for 6 minutes.
She's not letting go.
Sure.
She's running full speed. I'm not jumping out the car.
Sure.
Just roll.
And you definitely see before you get close, you smell or hear or anything, you see the collapsed form of Quopip in the distance.
Oh.
And you sort of slide to a stop in front of him, kind of obscuring some of the tracks that you were following. Yeah, you peel out and you see as you get closer that there is blood on the sand that Quopip has collapsed on.
I'm gonna.
Gross. I guess I'm gonna sniff around him.
Yeah,
but...
Penny's gonna be like, turn him over.
I gotta bat him over with a paw.
All right.
I'm a lynx. I don't have thumbs. I don't know what you want.
Ungracefully, just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
turns him over.
With one paw,
Sure. You turn him over. There's a very clear chest wound that he has.
Is it a similar chest wound to how? Oh fuck! What's his name?
Does it look like a repeat of what you saw earlier?
Make a medicine check.
Oh, I'll get on that.
Yeah, I'm
You have higher wisdom than me, so
that's true. I guess, but I can't communicate anything in my lynx form.
No, you cannot.
I guess I'll just do it anyways.
We'll both make one.
Nope, it's okay. I got an 8. It doesn't.
I got lower. Hold on.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 7.
You see, I mean, you're like, yeah, stab wound's a stab wound, I guess.
I mean, it does seem kind of similar, but there's no way to tell.
Can I make a perception check around me to see if there's tracks leading away from him, or if there's
has he been dripping blood for a while,
or a blood spray pattern, so I know which direction the stab wound came from, and lick that direction,
Yes.
Make a perception check, and then as you're doing so, the rest of the party will catch up to you, seeing the corpse of Gropip.
If I'm would you say that I could smell this and have advantage?
I would say no. You're making a perception check to try to look for other tracks, and for bloods in the desert.
It was worth a shot. I rolled a 5. So
okay.
So that's an 11.
All right. What? Yeah. No. You don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm just like batting around his body to try to check around the sand around him.
Yep. The rest of the party catches up. Is there anything you guys would like to attempt?
I mean, I want to take the body, even if I can't make a roll on it.
You're free to reattempt ability checks now. The DC will be slightly different because the crime scene has already been messed with essentially. But you're free to make you're free to make any other checks that you want.
And I'm probably gonna end up doing both, but I want to check that stab one first. I want to see if
it's... Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Are these guidance?
Yes, they are guidanceable. And awesome. Let me check something real quick. Hal, you can make them with advantage.
Ooh. 24 for the medicine.
24. It is a stab wound similar to the one that befell Urgalor, only there's something very something that catches your eye on the internal part of the stab wound, and that there is sort of a burnt. There seems to be a burnt effect on the center, but it's not from flames, but rather divine energy.
The hell?
Is this the light elemental again?
And am I able to tell when it happened? If he was. I'm able to tell basically if he. That's just happened when I lost the ping, or has he been bleeding for a bit and he just...
you're able to locate it around the time that you lost the ping, actually. And with your expertise with your expertise in both combat and divine magic, this was a type of almost smite, basically. He was essentially smited.
Okay. In that case, before I run the perception check, I'm just gonna let me know, hey, he was taken out immediately by something strong. Be ready and be careful.
Penny's going to kind of nod, a little scared, and just kind of look at the surroundings. Do I see?
And I will then do a perception check to see if I can determine, I guess, where it came from, or if.
Yeah, you can make a perception check or a survival check, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, they're the same. We'll do. Did you say both are advantage, or just this one? Just the last one?
Just the last one, because it was something that was related to you.
29. It's.
Oh.
All right. With 29, you're able to see a single set of tracks that seem to be approaching at an angle similar to Quopip. If I were to go, let's go to the region map, I guess. Quopip was fleeing to the north. Zoom in over here. He seemed to be heading basically for this opening here. If you were to try quote unquote try almost sort of triangulate where it's coming from, the direction that this set of tracks came from was from directly the west.
Oh,
okay, so that's
okay. And he was heading northwest from Whittle.
Or do they just lead to and then through?
They lead to, and then there's nothing that leads away.
All right. He was killed by something. I'm gonna gesture out. Coming from that direction.
There were humanoid footprints, though. These are not an animal or creatures.
And I don't see where it went off to.
I'm looking up.
Well, if it's something powerful, they could have teleported. It depends on how powerful. It
killed him near instantly. We should get out of here.
It was from the back, right? Oh, I guess I can't talk. Never mind.
No.
I was gonna slowly like.
Hey, Penny.
Oh yeah.
This body would be useful, wouldn't it?
It sure would. Give me 1 minute. And then Penny is going to kind of rub her hands up. He was a bad person, and we died too early, so theoretically, this is a good thing to do for him.
I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Penny. This is an important thing, and I don't know.
Sure.
What's going on with that other thing?
What were you intending for me to do? For me to speak with dead, or to do something else?
I am giving you free reign.
Cool. I'm going to first pull out. Well, not pull out anything because I'm going to do my speak with dead, which is innate. And Penny's just kind of place her hand on his chest, and then a couple little lights are going to float out the bell on my hip. And then they're going to flow one into each eye and the other into his mouth. And
how long does it take to resurrect, by the way? I didn't.
Resurrect? I'm not resurrecting.
Not resurrect. I just mean like the necromancy thing.
It takes a minute.
A minute?
One singular minute.
Then yeah, Sanctuary is correct then. Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Speak with Dead through Mori Memorandum.
All right. I'll go ahead and click that feature. Very cool. All right, the lights with every little ding of your bell, even though it's missing the part that normally would make those bell noises, you still hear it as Penny swings her bell side to side, and with each noise, a mote of light drops out of the bell and begins to float towards the now upturned face of Quopip, and as you do so, let's go back to this map since this is where he is. As you do so, like these lights just fall into go into the mouth of this cadaver, and emerging out, it pulls. They seem to like go in, and then pull out a milky like form that is like a milky like wispy imitation of Quopip that just sort of like rises out of his face, and you just see like blank eyes, like not just like as in pure white, but like the eyes are completely missing, and he's just like sort of there, just mouth open, just breathing like with a raspy breath, just
sorry to do this after you.
You have 5 questions, Penny.
Sorry to do this basically after you just died, but so it knows everything the body knows up until the moment of its death. So
can't speculate on the future.
Yes.
Noda, as like in the Lynx form, is giving him the most condescending look.
Can't learn new information. Doesn't comprehend anything that's happened since I can't speculate about future events. Penny is going to kind of think to herself for a sec and then say, why were you fleeing?
Failure. Ruined.
Okay.
Okay, so he does know that he was outed. Who did you fail?
Saviors.
Helped write that.
Rescued me where I failed to escape.
Saviors, those who rescued him when he failed to escape.
Yep.
Okay. So I had some debt with these people, whether it's moral or actual.
Mm-hmm. Question 3. Where did you fail to escape? I'm assuming it's prison, but I just want to confirm.
There seems to be like he turns the look at Gris, and you see like a wispy off trail begin to form into a hand as he points at Gris and goes, "Same as her."
Okay, so
me.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the Omeron shipment?
I like that one.
There goes. My saviors wanted it.
Okay, so he seems like a pretty low-tiering middleman.
Yeah. And you call them saviors. How do they intend to save?
They will bring darkness to this land and establish a kingdom.
Okay, that sounds good for the first
said
half
it will?
and bad for this. Said will, right?
They will bring
Yeah.
darkness?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Okay,
So
so
we'll bring darkness.
that also explains why he was so interested in the weather device, if
Correct.
that's like in line with what they were trying to do.
Establish the kingdom?
Yep.
And with that, that's my 5th question.
Yeah, and as the form crumples, we're gonna handle whatever happens next in the next session. Hey!
Oh god!
Did you guys enjoy that
Jeez
session?
Louise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
I'm glad. What do you guys plan to do next session? If I can help, so I can maybe try to plan for it.
I'm gonna animate that fucking body, because
Yeah,
by
the way. Is it just I can look it up, actually, I don't have to ask.
So yeah, Cam, you have to provide me with an art for the token.
Yes.
Or else you will have this twink ass face staring at you for the rest of.
Just use that, make the eyes slightly bigger.
Well, the thing is,
You leave the skull on top of that.
Well, the thing is, I'm making a skeleton, so
yeah,
all of his facial features are going to be gone. Besides, just
you have to
gnomish features he have.
Oh yeah, the target becomes a skeleton.
Yes. Well, his flesh is going to melt off his bones, and then basically turn into a goop pile beneath him. But I can hand him a short belt, and he'll know how to use it. That's about it.
He'll know how to use it.
You didn't want us to kill
the whole good thing about skeletons and necromancy in general is that you can have a lot of them. Not that they're individually good.
You can give them like basic weapons, and they'll be able to use it. And if you augment or upgrade those basic weapons, then hey, that improves them overall.
Depending on how it's ruled, if you are proficient in something, you can teach them how to use it.
Yeah. Very true. And who knows? Maybe if Penny engages in story stuff, it may augment her undead servants. Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows?
Yeah, and then the creature is mine for 24 hours, and every 24 hours I can recast the spell to assert dominance over it, as well as any other undead that I have at that time, up to 4 per spell level.
Oh, okay, so you use it once on something to get it, and then every time you refresh, it refreshes all of them.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.